Hi, Governor Kotek. My name's Jess Jensen. I am a resident of Northwest Portland. I'm 46, I have a family. I'm a marketing executive, and I voted for you in the last election. I am submitting this video to share with you my key concerns about what's happening with the city of Portland. I was born here and largely raised in Portland. However, I've also had the fortune to live in many other cities up and down the West Coast. I recognize the issues that we are facing here are very common issues in other cities across the country. The concern I have is that we are not moving fast enough. We are not moving with a rigor and a discipline and the assertive nature that I see other cities to combat some of the very same issues, but in many cases, those cities are at even a larger scale than us. I'll outline 3 areas that I really want to hit home that are concerns for myself and my family. And having recently returned to Portland, I want to reiterate I am a lover of this city. I am a believer in this community. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that, but I need to see momentum. I need to see faster progress in order to continue to support and evangelize to my network how fantastic Portland is. Number 1, cleanliness. We all see it, we all know it. Portland was known in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s as one of the most pristine cities in the country. I have friends and family who have come and visited or moved here from other parts of the country, and they all talk about how you could eat off the streets. There was no garbage, there was no graffiti, there were homelessness problems, but they were so much smaller than they are today. I remember as a child giving my allowance to a man who was homeless who didn't have legs anymore. And he was on the corner downtown by Pioneer Place. But it was an anomaly. It was a rarity, and it was very concentrated, truly downtown. It is now so pervasive that even someone like me who's very confident and comfortable in the city questions bringing my young daughters into certain parts of town. We've got to clean things up. Not only is it the right thing to do, but it also visually gives a symbol to the citizens of the city that progress is being made. When they see graffiti being removed, when they see homelessness decreasing or being concentrated in only certain areas, not pervasive across every freeway off-ramp, when they see garbage being collected, they realize I'm gonna get ticketed if I leave a mattress on the corner. People start to realize that there is a sense of responsibility and accountability, and they feel more positive about things overall. Number 2 is jobs. We cannot, as a city of 2.2 million people, when you look at the Tri-County area, right, a sizable middle city, we cannot rely on Nike and Intel to drive all 6-figure incomes in the Portland area. It's not enough jobs. Fortunately, my husband and I both work for companies based outside of Portland, so we have remote incomes, but that is an anomaly, that is a minority. If you want to attract high income earners, people who will then donate to charities, volunteer, put their kids into schools and fund the schools, we have to have more 6-figure income companies here, and we need to attract larger Fortune 500 companies here. It cannot just be Intel and Nike, Intel and Nike. We're too big of a city for that. Number 3, taxes. I'm a Democrat. I understand the need to fund the greater good, and certain social services rely on tax dollars. My issue is that it is not clear where my tax dollars are going and how they're being spent and whether it's efficiently being spent. As an example, I pay $23,000 a year in property tax. That is almost half my monthly payment. That doesn't even include income tax. It's an exorbitant amount of money, and it goes up every single year. I want to know where that $23,000 is specifically going. It can't be administrative fees, right? That's not an answer. I want to know in a pie chart. I want to get a pie chart sent to me that says 25% of your money went to repair potholes and put in new traffic lights. 30% of your money went to hire new police officers to restaff our police force. I want clarity, like I'm a kindergartner, where that money goes. If I understood that, I would have such peace of mind about paying it, because I understand that you need a budget. But right now it feels very opaque, and I just feel gouged every single year when I get that yellow tax form in the mail telling me once again it's going to go up. Lastly, all three of these issues and many, many more could begin a path toward resolution, I believe, by driving more pride and soul, right, around this city. There is a lot of us who very much believe in Portland, and we have for decades, but we are starting to break, right? We are starting to lose hope that this is going to come back, that we will be that phoenix rising again. We need some inspiration, right? Wyden and Kennedy, I'm sure you're familiar, the ad agency and the Pearl, released a fantastic campaign, Portland is what we make it. I spoke with the head of communications there and told them how much I appreciated that and how could I help? How could I be a part of the effort? And I realized that they produced it without any budget to support. There's no paid media going behind it. There aren't partnerships in place to help cascade that messaging across the entire Tri-County area. It's a fantastic start, but it needs support. And we need reasons to believe in this city. We need momentum so that we can go out and again, do the hard work, support you and your administration to rebuild it. And I fear that as months go by, as years go by, and the change is so slow and so anemic, you will continue to lose people, whether it's just across the river to Vancouver and Washougal, or it's to the middle of the country. I have friends who have left now for Arkansas, Tennessee, Colorado, and we don't want that. So those are my three areas: high taxes, cleanliness, and high-paying jobs. I think one of the major levers you have to pull is to drive Portland pride. The last thing I'll leave you with is transparency. I mentioned this a little bit when it comes to how my tax dollars are being used, but I'll cascade that out to the bigger picture. My suggestion is that in Pioneer Courthouse Square, you erect a large digital reader board, like you might see at a sports game, that size. And you outline your 3 top goals for the state. If it's, for example, to build 36,000 new affordable housing units per year for the next 10 years, great. Put that on there. Goal number 1, 36,000 housing units in 2024. And then I want to see on a monthly basis an updated number. I want to see a KPI. How are you actually progressing, your administration? How are you progressing toward each of those 3 goals? If that was lit up in the middle of downtown, do you know that would make national news? You would be taking out from under the files of Salem, the paperwork, and exposing your goals and how you're tracking against them in front of all of the 2.2 million people that live in Portland and probably well beyond. Even if you didn't meet your goals, it would illustrate honesty, transparency, and candor. And that's what we need from our government officials right now. Thank you for listening. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for the city.